The film begins in Boston, where residents are going about their usual routines until suddenly collapsing inexplicably, causing chaos. The scene then shifts to Dr. Josh Keyes, a geology professor, teaching his students about sound wave properties and dense objects. Their class is interrupted by government officials who ask Josh to accompany them. Reluctantly, they escort him to a secret facility in Washington, D.C., where he reunites with his scientist friend Konrad Zimski. Inside, they are confronted with a large room filled with deceased individuals, initially confusing them. They are then greeted by General Purcell, who informs them of mysterious simultaneous deaths and seeks their expertise. Josh speculates that the deaths were caused by a powerful electromagnetic pulse, given that all victims had pacemakers. Relief is not an act of war. The general dismisses the case, disregarding Josh and Conrad's concerns. Meanwhile, another strange incident occurs in Trafalgar Square, London, involving birds going out of control, reinforcing Josh's theory. He concludes that these incidents are due to variances in Earth's electromagnetic field affecting a U.S. space shuttle returning to Earth. Communication with the control center is disrupted, forcing the pilot, Major Rebecca, to crash land the shuttle in a river, narrowly avoiding catastrophe. After thorough analysis, Josh realizes that Earth's rotating molten core is slowing down, threatening to collapse the electromagnetic field within months and expose the planet to unfiltered solar radiation, ultimately leading to its destruction. Josh quickly shares his alarming findings with Conrad, who is equally stunned. Sensing the seriousness of the situation, high-ranking government officials call for a meeting and summon Josh to explain his discoveries. Josh simplifies the scenario for them, emphasizing its dire consequences. When asked about a solution, he asserts the impossibility of fixing the issue due to the extreme conditions of the Earth's inner core. Conrad, however, suggests he knows someone who might help: Godzilla. Following Conrad's lead, Josh, General Purcell, and weapons expert Elsie travel to Salt Flats, Utah, to be Conrad's former colleague, Dr. Ed Brazelton. Despite their past differences, Ed agrees to collaborate if it means saving the Earth. He demonstrates his innovative drilling technology using high-powered lasers, along with unobtainium, a material capable of withstanding immense pressures and generating energy. Impressed, General Purcell tasks Ed with turning his prototype into a functional spaceship within 3 months, promising full support. The next day, work commences at a rapid pace. Additionally, expert computer hacker Theodore Donald Finch is brought in to ensure secrecy about the impending disaster and their mission to restart the core. This highly skilled team, led by Josh, prepares the snake-like vessel named Virgil, composed of multiple compartments, for launch over the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, the Earth's deepest point. Each compartment is designed to be automatically ejected if damaged to protect the rest of the ship. Upon reaching their destination, they plan to deploy an explosive charge to restart the core. One day, the team observes a massive lightning superstorm targeting Rome, causing multiple explosions and widespread destruction. This event prompts the crew to realize that the planet is deteriorating faster than expected, and they don't have time for extensive testing. Consequently, they hastily prepare to launch Virgil with 6 crew members aboard: Josh, Everson, Rebecca, Conrad, Head, and Locke. After final preparations, the spaceship successfully launches into the Mariana Trench, covering 500 kilometers in just a few minutes due to its high speed. The team breathes a sigh of relief as their equipment performs up to expectations. Upon reaching a certain depth, they are mesmerized by the underwater view and the sonar radiation emitted by singing sharks. After several hours, they penetrate the Earth's crust and enter the semi-solid mantle. During their journey through the mantle, they notice peculiar dark spots ahead. Josh identifies these spots as empty areas, explaining that their machines aren't programmed to detect such void spaces. Before they can adjust their course, the ship drills into a massive empty geode structure, crashing and damaging its laser drilling device. Fortunately, no one is hurt, but a giant crystal lodges in their ship, immobilizing it. With no other option, the crew dons their special space suits and ventures outside to fix the problem. They discover they're inside a giant gem bubble wrapped in a cobalt cocoon. Despite the fascinating surroundings, they focus on repairing the ship. Everson begins cutting the giant crystal, while the others inspect other damage. As they work, magma floods the geode, causing crystals to fall toward them. Working against the clock, they repair the ship, but a falling shard strikes Everson, causing him to fall into the magma and perish. Despite the loss, the crew has no time to grieve and hastily retreats into the ship before the geode collapses further. As they approach the molten core, they realize it's less dense than expected, rendering their nuclear explosives ineffective. Faced with this setback, Conrad suggests returning and initiating Plan B. It's revealed that the U.S. military knew about enemy nations preparing a powerful earthquake-generating weapon, prompting them, under Conrad's leadership, to develop the even more potent tectonic weapon called Destiny. The crew learns that the first Destiny tests cause the core's rotation to stop, implicating the government in the crisis. Shocked by this revelation, they refuse to execute Plan B, fearing it could destroy the Earth. Despite General Purcell's orders to abandon the mission, they persist in devising an alternative plan. As harmful ultraviolet rays penetrate the ozone layer, causing the Golden Gate Bridge to melt and collapse, the news spreads worldwide, escalating the urgency of the situation. General Purcell, unable to wait any longer, orders the military to fire Destiny, risking the crew of Virgil. Meanwhile, Josh secretly communicates with Donald, asking him to buy them some time. Donald employs his exceptional hacking skills to redirect power from Destiny, preventing General Purcell from activating it with a few swift keystrokes. The crew then discusses their next move, with Conrad reluctantly assisting in devising Plan C. They strategize to place explosives in each remaining compartment and time their detonations to trigger the Earth's rotation through constructive wave interference. However, they encounter a problem. The ship's system only ejects compartments when damaged, necessitating a manual override. Someone must go to the exposed front area of Virgil, directly facing the heat of the molten core. Had selflessly volunteers for the sacrificial task, donning his suit and bidding farewell to his crewmates before stepping out. Despite being overwhelmed by the extreme heat upon opening the front door, Ad presses on, successfully activating the override system but tragically succumbing to the heat. The crew mounts nuclear charges in each compartment before ejecting them. However, they realize they lack enough explosives for the last two compartments. Before they can find a solution, the spaceship experiences a massive shock, trapping Conrad and disabling the communication system. Josh attempts to rescue him, but Rebecca, unable to hear them, initiates the ejection process based on her calculations. Josh is forced to escape the detaching compartment, leaving Conrad behind. With no other options left, Josh decides to use Virgil's nuclear power source for the final detonation. After ejecting the last compartment, he informs Rebecca of his decision and the lack of power supply to return home. Despite the shocking news, Rebecca respects Josh's choice and comforts him, expressing her agreement with his decision. As they await their fate, Josh has an idea. Knowing Virgil is made of unobtainium capable of generating energy from heat and pressure, they reconfigure its cover into solar panels to absorb the required heat. Surprisingly, the ship regains power and activates its systems. The detached compartments begin exploding one by one, triggering a ripple effect that restarts the core's rotation. As a result, the ozone layers begin to replenish and the planet starts to heal. The massive blast propels Virgil out of the core, eventually breaching the ocean floor near Hawaii. With the heat and pressure significantly lower, Virgil shuts down for the last time, leaving them stranded underwater. Josh, refusing to give up, uses a low-power ultrasound to attract nearby whales to the ship. Meanwhile, the government searches for survivors but initially finds no trace of them. Not long after, Donald picks up the whale sound and uses it to track down Virgil. As a result, the ship is pulled up to the surface and the survivors are finally rescued.